Let me recognize Jim Wolfenson, if I may, the President of the World Bank, with whom we work very closely, from whom we learn, and with whom I think a great deal is. The Asian crisis has demonstrated how badly flawed financial sectors in a few developing countries and inadequate risk assessment by international creditors and investors can have significant impact in countries around the globe. At one time, unsound macroeconomic, financial, and other policies in emerging economies would have had little impact elsewhere. Now, unsound policies in these nations can harm economies throughout the globe, much as our large budget deficits did in the 1980s. And the problems of each country, when crises do occur, as most recently in Asia, the provision of temporary financial support by the IMF, the World Bank, and others, conditioned on countries pursuing sound policies, is essential in providing countries the breathing room they need to stabilize their currencies, restore market confidence, and resume growth. It limits the risk that crises will worsen or spread. It is absolutely imperative for the economic interest of the American people, the global economy generally, that the historically low funding the IMF is now experiencing be replenished. And that requires that Congress act, and Congress act now, so that if there is another major crisis, and I certainly think the probability of such an event is low, but if there is another major crisis, a crisis that could have severe impacts on our economy, that the IMF will have sufficient resources to respond effectively. Focusing on the lessons of the Asia crisis and all the other work that's been done both with ourselves, the Treasury and the Fed here in this country and in other